I'm Dorka from Copyfolio, and today I will show you how to showcase your social media projects in your portfolio. This kind of thing is much easier for photographers and designers for whom it's enough to showcase their end results, the visuals, and then be done with it. But social media can include so many different things, so it makes showcasing your projects a little bit more complicated. So first we will talk about what to include for each different type of social media project. Then we will go through how to structure your case study. Because whatever social media projects we are talking about, your best bet is writing a short case study so you can not only showcase your end results, but talk about your creative process and its performance as well. So let's talk about the different kinds of social media projects, starting with social media strategy. As your output might not include visuals or specific copy, writing about your thinking process and showing the results will be in focus here. Share some before and afters, ideally both about how the account looked and performed, and include testimonials for each project. You get bonus points if you can include specific numbers and statistics that show the impact of your work. Next up is account management. As social media account managers can do multiple different things, it's important for you to write about what your tasks and responsibilities were. Did you manage an editorial calendar, or did you also create the content? Make sure to make it clear, include testimonials and recommendations whenever you can, and as with strategy, make sure to write about the impact that your work had on different social media profiles. Then we have copywriting for social media. Is the writing samples obviously that you want to showcase here, but just pasting in the copy that you wrote won't make a big impact. So try to get a visual representation. So let's say if you wrote social media post copies, then take a screenshot of that post and add it to a mockup. Or if you wrote copy for PPC ads, then yet again take screenshots of that. If you can get some specific numbers of how that post or ad or whatever you wrote performed, then make sure to include those too. Leading into that are advertising campaigns on social media. Yet again, similarly to account management, make sure you include what you actually did. Were you a PPC manager who was responsible for setting up the campaigns, monitoring their performance, running A/B tests and optimizing them as they go? Or were you more focused on writing the copy for them, creating the visuals? Make sure you include that because that's going to be crucial information. And as always, include some numbers on how the advertising campaigns that you worked on performed. And last but not least, we have social media content creation, which is a highly sought after area of social media right now. And it's all about the visuals. So make sure you showcase samples of content that you created. You can categorize them by niche or by type, add images, embed or link to videos, and if you can, then both include a link to the published piece online, but also include a screenshot or some other material of some sort, because you never know when a brand might remove a post from their profile. Now that you know what to focus on for each type of social media project, let's talk about how to structure your social media case study. First, start with the project background. Before going into any details, write about the brand that the project or campaign was for. What industry are they in? What were the products or services that you had to focus on? What was their previous social media presence like? Give some context so that your efforts make sense. Second, write about the goals and KPIs. It would be hard to evaluate a campaign without knowing what it was set out to do. So answer the following questions. What were the goals of this campaign or project? How does it tie into the overall marketing strategy, and how did it support the business goals? What were your specific KPIs and how much time did you have to achieve them? Seeing the goals and objectives before anything else will set clear expectations when reviewing the performance numbers at the end of the case study. Thirdly, explain your reasoning and creative process. The finished piece is important, but how you got there is too, almost just as much. Giving insights into your creative process can show people how it would be working with you, even if the project is not a 100% match for what they were looking for. So make sure to write about your process and why you did the work the way you did it. Number 4 would be showing the results and the measurements. You can always say you've done something, but it's best to prove it by showing the finished results. And if you have access to analytics, then you should definitely include some numbers and statistics. Some of the things that you could include would be increases in things like the number of followers, engagement on posts, reach and impressions, traffic to the brand's website, sales from leads from social media, usage of branded hashtags, mentions of the brand on different social media platforms, and even UGC content created about the brand and its products or services. And lastly, always add screenshots or screen recordings of the finished and published work. Linking out to the published content online is great, but you never know when a client or brand decides to either archive the post, delete the post, or delete their whole social media profile as it is. So to make sure you don't lose proof of your work, then always take a screenshot or screen recording that you can showcase later on. And that's it! Case study writing is not as scary as it might seem at first. All you need to do is follow these 5 steps and you can write a perfectly impactful case study in just a few minutes. I hope you found it helpful. If you want to know how to create a social media portfolio to showcase these case studies in, then check out our previous video. Follow us for more content like this and leave any questions you might have in the comments.